Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. Welcome to United Gaudi Sai home. In the big, just before 2 years, we were meeting regularly at Krishna Gokulanand Prabhu. So tonight we have some objectives to achieve from this Sangha. Number one, we are going to be talking about Sankirtan for the next an hour and 15 minutes. And the first thing we want to discuss and hear from Guru Maharaj is about Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So together, ISKCON London and Bhaktivedanta Manor are aiming to distribute at least 50,000 Bhagavad Gitas. Now I've increased that 2,000 because I don't know where that will come from. They're already trying for massive 28,000 and we are trying for 20. And I've just added 2,000 in there, so we'll hopefully share half of each of that. He's looking at me and laughing as it is 28,000. But anyway, so with that in mind, we want to hear from Guru Maharaj that how can we try to meditate on this tall order of distributing 50,000 Gitas, and why is it that we should distribute Bhagavad Gita and how it can help the world. And then Maharaj will take some brainstorming ideas from each devotee who would like to contribute, and we'll note them down and see how we can try to expand Bhagavad Gita distribution. So that will be the first part of the program. The second part of the program, I'll invite Vrindavan Chan Prabhu, who's going to talk about the winter marathon, which is coming up shortly at the end of November. Prabhu has received some great ideas from the devotees, and he will churn those ideas, and collectively, hopefully, we'll decide the theme tonight and the goal for the marathon. So that's our second objective. And the third objective is we will sing some bhajans together. Who wants to sing some bhajans together? So we'll have some bhajans this evening. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for being with us. Dina Gauranga Prabhu is just coming over. Anirudh? Okay. So we'll make a start. Prabhu, on the windows, yeah, if we keep, Kalamti Mataji, is it okay to open that bit more further, the door, so we have fresh air coming through?
Do you have a Bhagavad Gita by any chance?
Yes, we do. Can we have a Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu? Yes. That would be a good start to not have a Bhagavad Gita. In Dinanath Gauranga Prabhu's home, we'll probably have 10 copies at least for sure. Oh, look at that with the notes, stickers.
Exposed. That's what he's doing all the time. Now we know what you do.
Important verses.
Yeah, but every page is marked. Well, one thing is that everyone knows Bhagavad Gita. They know about it, and it keeps it simple because after you distribute sets of Bhagavatams, Bhagavad Gita is easy because everyone wants it. It's famous everywhere in the world. And the Bhagavad Gita is complete. It's only 700 verses. It's highly consumable for people. The verses are short. And although they're philosophical, Krishna has spoken very succinctly so that anybody can understand. When Lord Chaitanya was teaching Sanatana Goswami about devotional service, he mentioned that by speaking the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, Krishna saved the whole world. And Jiva Goswami, in talking about the verse Sarva Dharman Parityaja, Mamekam Sharanam Raja, Aham Tvang Sarva Papebhyo Mokshaishanma Masuchaha, where Krishna invites any person at any time, day or night, 24 hours a day, to surrender to him. And he says, don't worry, I'll take care of you. Jiva Goswami says devotees constantly remember that verse. And he also comments that Krishna is 10 million times more dear to them than their own lives. Our lives are insignificant in a sense because we're in the midst of a huge cosmos and running about here and there to survive for a few years. To the demigods, we're like entities in a petri dish somewhere. Very, very short life. It's like a zip line they have at playgrounds. You get on one end and you hold it, zzz, it just goes through. But the Avanti Brahmin said, Labvam sudurlabhamidam bahusam bhavante manushamartadam nityam apihadiraya thira. That is that, although it's very temporary, you should remember it's a rare opportunity that you don't get very easily. Labba sudurlabham. It's very hard to attain the human form of life. Bahusambhavante. Bahusambhavante. Only after many, many lifetimes can one come to the human form of life. Manusham artadam. But the human life has great value. And nityam, even though it's temporary, he says you can turn it into something eternal. And the only thing between people's fears and sufferings in this world and being happy is the Bhagavad Gita. It's the panacea. Every acharya has commented on the Bhagavad Gita. It's one of the reasons that although the Mahabharata itself has been interpolated, you'll notice there are different versions. There's a South Indian version and North Indian version. As different cultures over time have made slight adjustments. But the Bhagavad Gita's remain untouched because all the acharyas have guarded it so carefully. It's the main ingredient of the Mahabharata. It's the main reason to read the Mahabharata. It's to come to the Bhagavad Gita. And each one has commentated upon it, and you can trace it back for thousands of years that it's intact. It's exactly the way it's ever been. And then, of course, there are hundreds and hundreds of translations and commentaries. But the as it is commentary, Prabhupada points out, has made millions of devotees, whereas the other commentaries are just an intellectual curiosity. Considering that we have availability of Bhagavad Gita not just in English but in most other languages that we have within our ISKCON society, we also have the Bhagavad Gita. That means all we have to do is apply our intelligence, which is also supplied by Krishna. And Prabhupada gave an instruction that if you're sincere and you try, then Krishna will show you how to do it. So 50,000 Bhagavad Gitas is a good start. It's a great project to think about how to distribute the Bhagavad Gita. It's a great impetus in our life to take some quota, whatever you can do, something more than 0 and not less than 1. Once you take a quota, then the intelligence comes. You may say, if I get the intelligence how to do it, then I'll sign up. Doesn't work that way. You have to say, I'm going to jump and the net will appear. I'll make a vow to chant a certain number of rounds. I'll make a vow to chant, to distribute a certain number of Bhagavad Gitas. And the very moment you do that, you write it on a piece of paper, slide it across the table. People look at it and go, whoa. That's when the intelligence comes how to do it. It's Krishna given intelligence to be able to distribute Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that one who teaches this to the devotees is the most dear to me. He doubles down then and says, there's no one more dear to me. That's a great impetus to distribute Bhagavad Gita. No one's more dear to me than the person who teaches the Bhagavad Gita to others. That would include distributing Bhagavad Gita door to door, on the street, on the internet, sponsoring Bhagavad Gitas to be distributed to institutions. That's under that umbrella. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Maya sakta mana partha yogam yunjan marashaya asamshayam samagramya yata gyasasi tashrinu. If you just hear the Bhagavad Gita, tashrinu, then you'll come to know everything. Jnanam teham sabhijnanam. He says, all knowledge, both phenomenal and luminous, will be known to you if you read the Bhagavad Gita. All you have to do is hear it. Maya sakta, asakta. Just attach your mind, he says, to this. Maya sakta, attach your mind to me. Maya sakta mana, partha yogam yunjan manashaya. And without a doubt, asamshayam, samagramam, yata gyasasi tashinu. You'll come to understand everything perfectly, just from Bhagavad Gita. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshamya sheshata yajgyatva nehabhuyonaj gyatavyam avashishyate. By Shabda Pramanam, hearing the Bhagavad Gita as it is, you'll know everything about the phenomenal world and everything about the numinous world, the noumenal world. I first got a Bhagavad Gita when I was it was 1972, I was a sophomore in high school. And it was just a little version by some Swami somewhere. A friend in high school gave it to me. And I had no idea what it was. Never heard of it before. But I liked the sound of it. It sounded exotic. The little book, quarter size this. I still have it. My mom kept it after I left home. Kept all my stuff. And when she passed, I inherited it back. So I kept it along with my collection of other Bhagavad Gitas. A little inscription inside from the friend who gave it to me in 1972. But when I got that book, it replaced all the other books I had. I'd gone to the library, get books on it, anything that sounded spiritual. And I was reading them all at once. But then when I got that little Bhagavad Gita, all the other ones became obsolete. And I used to read it every day. I couldn't wait to get home from school. I just sit down and read the Bhagavad Gita. It was just the translations. There was an introduction that was supposed to serve as a commentary. Mostly Mayavad stuff. but the verses themselves shone through. And I remember getting to the 11th chapter every day, and my hair would stand on end because it was almost scary to read that chapter of the universal form. It was exhilarating and so absorbing. By the time I got to the temple, I had a working knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita because I had read it in English so many times. I knew the verses, and I remember walking around and observing the world in terms of the three modes of material nature. I started to be able to identify, that's ignorance, this is passion, that's goodness. So if sophomore in high school gets a Bhagavad Gita and can enter within it, anybody can. What to speak of the as it is version. I had misconceptions about most of or a lot of the verses. I had no idea what they meant, but I thought I had some idea. But then when I read the as it is, which I got from Shambhala Books on Telegraph Avenue in Berkeley, it's gone. Too bad. They had the big Macmillan version, paperback. It said $4.95 or $4.99 on the cover. And when I started reading that, then I realized the power of the Guru Parampara and the explanations of the verses. And it gave me what I kind of, in retrospect, think of as firm determination to use the rest of my life for Krishna consciousness, just because of the Bhagavad Gita, and especially the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And I felt at home when I joined the temple because I had read the Bhagavad Gita, and I was fully convinced by Prabhupada's purports and already the verses. So there's great need in the world. There are religious books, but nothing like the Bhagavad Gita. This is directly spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, directly to us. I had that experience when I was reading Bhagavad Gita. Every time Krishna said, Mom, I felt like I was directly hearing from God. And it's true, and Prabhupada points it out. There's no difference between Arjuna hearing it and us reading it. Absolute. So that's the gift we have to offer the world. Distributing Bhagavad Gita is easy. You can call all your friends, you can call your business associates, you can make up a holiday and tell people, did you know that today is International Bhagavad Gita Day? We had invented, there was a big push, Prabhupada's, was it which anniversary? I can't remember. That's when a bunch of initiatives were launched in ISKCON. And I realized after I looked at them all, there was no book distribution day. So I called it International Book Distribution Day, and someone said it sounded too direct, so they said change it to another name. So we called it World Enlightenment Day. Do you remember that? You weren't around for it. It was called World Enlightenment Day, and the idea was that we get everybody in the world, all the devotees everywhere, to go out on book distribution on that one day. And it went on for a decade and a half, I think. And some people still celebrate it. But we made badges that said World Enlightenment Day. And I remember I was in the Haight-Ashbury, San Francisco, distributing books on that day. And people saw my badge. And they said, what's going on? I said, it's World Enlightenment Day. And one guy said, why didn't anybody tell me? Which indicates that people are waiting around for us to tell them that this life is world enlightenment life for everybody. And they don't know what's going on unless you tell them. And they'll never know what the purpose of life is, which is it's such a waste to lose the opportunity all the way to the end and realize that you're going to leave the world without Krishna. What a waste. But if we put one Bhagavad Gita in their hands, their life is turned. Even if they don't read it, they get the opportunity to take another human life. It's that they read one word, one line, Prabhupada said. So we should feel this, that this is our thing. It's what we do. Bhagavad Gita is our book. And we should feel pain in our heart that the people on the street don't all have it. Of course, you live here, so they probably do. But we should feel pain in our heart that people are missing the opportunity. And take some tapasya. If you're going to take tapasya, this is it. You don't have to fast a lot. Every once in a while, Janmashtami, don't eat grains and beans on Ekadashi. Fast all day on Janmashtami. You don't have to do extra tapasya. The only tapasya that really counts and racks up the points, if you're looking for bhakti points, it's distributing Bhagavad Gita. That's the main thing. So we have God-given intelligence if we use it to figure out how to make sure people get this. Then Krishna will be pleased. And if Krishna's pleased, you'll want for nothing in your life. And then make it your life's goal to absorb the whole Bhagavad Gita. Get on some kind of plan where you don't miss a day without doing a chapter. At least do the English or the Sanskrit, but never miss it. Because we only have a few days in this life. And we have the Bhagavad Gita. We can't overlook it. And when we have that fortification and edification by reading the Bhagavad Gita, we'll feel very confident at presenting it to other people. Prabhupada quoted it all the time. Lord Chaitanya quotes it all the time. You read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's so many quotes from the Gita, and don't you love that? When you just learned a verse and then you found out Lord Chaitanya quoted it. It just feels like the most exciting thing that you're doing the same thing that Lord Chaitanya did. So, if people looked at the Bhagavad Gita as much as they look at their phones, the whole world would be enlightened right now. Imagine if you went through an airport and everyone's sitting in the waiting lounge reading the Bhagavad Gita instead of looking at their phone. Imagine you're at a train station somewhere and you look at everyone's got a Bhagavad Gita as it is in their hand. Let's think of that world. And we can do it. Lord Chaitanya empowered Prabhupada to go all over the world. We can definitely go all over the city. Weight Watchers. I think they were in trouble recently. Maybe declared bankruptcy. But they're still going, I think. Chugging along. I used to drive by one of their places in San Mateo, California. You could see the people in there, and there was a huge banner across the front of the room. I love that banner. It said, "You gotta wanna." It was a message to people coming in there that wanted to lose weight, get healthy. You gotta wanna. And so, for Bhagavad Gita, you gotta wanna. You gotta wanna distribute this, you gotta wanna read it, make it your main thing, put it on your bedstead, put it at your head, carry it wherever you go. Mark all the pages. And read it again and again and again. It never gets old. And it's the greatest favor you can do to the poor people who are walking around completely unaware that their lives are going down the drain. And they're going to get news someday that they don't have much time left. Unless we get to them before that happens, they're going to be bereft. And what a waste of a human form of life without the Bhagavad Gita. So we can try for this. mightily, and Lord Chaitanya will be pleased. He'll empower us. Lord Krishna says, you become my favorite. And we can feel free to aim high also. And then just commit ahead of time. Move the books in your house. If you want to do, say, 1,000, it's not a problem. 1,000's nothing for one household. Kids could get on the phone and sell half of them in a day. Right?
Yeah.
You guys can figure it out. You just start calling people. When I was in junior high school, they had a big drive to help fund the athletic department there. I think they needed to buy some equipment. It wasn't funded by the state. So they had a drive and had to sell boxes of candy. And I ran around going door to door with some of my friends. We thought, we'll beat everybody. And then there was this little guy. He was a bookworm. And he wasn't athletic, so a lot of people overlooked him. But when it came to the day when they gave the awards out for who'd sold the most boxes of candy, he beat everybody by multiples. And we were shocked. Because we thought, we worked so hard running up and down the streets, hitting as many houses as we could. And here was this little guy named Tom. And he beat everybody by a mile. And how did he do it? He just got on the phone, called all his mom's contacts, had them call all their contacts. He worked smarter. And it was a lesson to me. It even goes into today. When you think about it, be smart, figure out ways to expand. Yeah, there's a phenomenon where sometimes the devotional community will have a big year. And then the next year comes and goes, we can't do it again. Why not? Well, everybody has one. It's limited thinking. Nobody has a Bhagavad Gita. Barely anybody has it. You just have to think, where are all the people? How can we connect them? And assume that it can be done. And that's exciting, because when you start expanding into places you never thought of before, getting multiple donations from multiple Gitas in multiple cases from people, then you start to see it's unlimited. And also, are we going to let the Christians beat us? No. Say no.
No.
Well, they're beating us really bad. Because if you look at their scores, Gideon's is doing huge. Way bigger than us all over the world. I don't like that. I think we should beat everybody. Watchtower, the Bible. The Bhagavad Gita should be the main thing all over the world. Make it your goal in life to make the Bhagavad Gita the most popular book in the world. It's totally possible. And if you live for that, you'll want for nothing in your life. All your desires will be fulfilled and you just go straight back to Godhead.
Haribol!
So, hi, I'm Vaisesika Dasa. I'm from a small suburb in Northern California. And I read the Bhagavad Gita, it changed my life. And I highly recommend that everybody make this book their life and soul. Read it every day. Every day. Don't miss it. And try to make sure everybody in the greater London area gets one or two or five and knows what it's about and at least has it in their house. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Now we have a brainstorming session, which I mentioned the other day, I think, is one of the most efficient ways to expand. As we're a mastermind, lots of realization and talent. And generally the way we brainstorm is we take any ideas that you have, we write them all down, then we sort them out later. And so what would you like the title at the top of the page to be, or you want to go ahead?
That's a good question, Maharaj.
Please. Yes.
So, any suggestions? What would we like the title of this brainstorming page to be? How to distribute 50,000 Gitas? Is that a good one? Is it a specific one or a smart one, or would you like something else? That's just one suggestion.
Well, in any case, anytime you say a number, you always put at least in front.
Okay.
And well, why don't we brainstorm this for 2 minutes?
Yes.
What would you like to brainstorm? Let's brainstorm that. Floor's open. Yes.
I really want to distribute to the Muslims here, especially the Urdu and Arabic. So some insight on that would be really helpful.
Okay.
Because the population is increasing. Like if we go out, we can just see them everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think we should go to care homes, residential homes.
Okay. Put it down. Now, what we were asking for was a title of the brainstorming session. Mature Kripo, what do you want to call it? The general title, what we're brainstorming for.
I like it. We distribute at least
How to distribute at least.
50,000 giras in 2025.
Okay, put that. You were going to say?
The raining of mercy.
The Raining
That's
of
the
Mercy.
title.
Put that as a subtitle. Okay, floor is open now for how to, we're brainstorming how we will distribute at least 50,000 Bhagavad Gitas starting right now until January 7th. Is that when your marathon's over?
Yes, Maharaj, for the lift to give. Yeah.
You've got between now and January 7th, what ways, we already had 2. There were old people's homes, you said, and the Muslims.
I also just wanted to request and mention to the devotees that we have many devotees who may feel that they're not from Banner or Soho. Don't worry about it. Either you're on this side of M25 or the other. It doesn't matter. We are one team, and any idea is not a small idea. So it doesn't matter you go into Soho or Banner. It's all going through the same funnel, which is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I just wanted to add that.
Excellent. Okay,
Going to different cities. Then
who's writing them all down?
From
Ooh, and he's getting drinks too,
I'll-
okay. You need 2 more arms. Okay,
Yes.
Wait for the mic.
thank you.
An open invitation to come to Cambridge, going to different cities, as London is obviously saturated. But I would like you all to come to Cambridge, as nothing has been done in Cambridge to this scale.
Wow,
Horrible.
we're all going to Cambridge. Haribo. Pass the mic back.
Last year, during the Christmas marathon, small village I'm from, I found a couple of travel lodges, and I said I'm a monk, and I'm distributing. They were sponsored by Gita, so I said everyone suffered from depression, anxiety, etc. We have a book called The Song of God, which helps people to deal with these things, and I would like it to be put with the Bibles, and they all took 10 copies each. They can't put them in the rooms anymore for some sort of reason. So they said we can keep them behind the desk, and then if people ask for something, we can give them. So
Okay, we got it down, very good. Keep it going, yes.
Local community, literally our streets.
Use the
our
mic a little
roads,
closer.
Our roads, our streets. I don't believe that we've done enough in the roads themselves. I don't think we've covered the local areas of our own streets.
Like door to door?
Not just door to door, as in going to the marketplace when they have the festivals in your local area, go to the community centres where they have ongoing events, going to marketplaces, festivals, literally in the your own local areas. There's so many.
Excellent. Got it? He's writing them all down, so we're catching all these things. Who's next? Yes.
How can we use social media to reach out to more people and distribute more Gitas? And also, how do we use the power of AI, so things like the AI search engines, to get more ideas on how can we actually reach more people?
Okay, excellent. You got it? Yes.
Maharaj, you spoke about calling people in your phone book. This morning we learned how to distribute books face-to-face out on the streets, but I would like to learn the method on how to distribute over the phone to family members and friends in our phone book.
Excellent. We got it down. And I would add to that, to add to the list, is have calling parties. You might have done that during the pandemic. Did you have calling parties?
Yes.
I learned that years ago before I joined. No, actually when I had my business, I learned about calling parties. Very powerful to get together in one place with others who bring their phone books, and you all call at once. So you have moral support and you keep going like that. You can even do it on Zoom, but that's in, yes?
Another idea is about funeral. So, if we just get in touch with, the local funeral companies, especially the Hindu funeral, companies, they, people actually, there is a time when people really want to, just read Gita, and they're more open to idea of, just getting Gitas. So, yeah, just, getting in touch with them. As I've seen in my family, when we had sort of episodes, we distributed so many Gitas within our families.
It's a great idea. And also, whenever somebody passes, it can become the norm that they give a Bhagavad Gita to everybody at the funeral. Pass them the link. Straight back. Right behind you.
Hare Krishna. So we have quite a database of people who have taken Srimad Bhagavatam, and we could call them all and ask them to become ambassadors of Bhagavad Gita. So we could drop them all 5 Bhagavad Gitas. We have 300, 500 plus devotees on that list, and say, please help us. We need your help with 5 Bhagavad Gitas.
Excellent. Good idea. It's on the list now. What else would you like to enter into the list? Yes.
Hare Krishna. So 50,000 is a very large number, but to achieve a very large number, we start with a very small number. So the Prabhu said there are 50 people in this Sangha today, so each one of us has a target of distributing 10. Say it's a 10 or 100 or something. But when you distribute them to like a certain small number, you'll find in that number someone is really motivated to do some more. Then you empower them to say, now you go and distribute another 100 from this. So that way you sort of trickling down to everybody.
Nice. Kind of network marketing. Yes.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. I think so. Over the years, I feel we need to do more marketing for the Leave to Give campaign on, first of all, raising awareness among the devotee community about this campaign that we distribute in Bhagavad Gita, and then reach out to the communities who are not engaged in distributing books to maybe somehow getting them engaged and do the bits to maybe they can reach out to other people who want Bhagavad Gita, and so yeah.
I agree. That's definitely the 20% gets the 80% result kind of idea. Excellent. Yes. Just have a few more minutes. Offer whatever thoughts you have. Let's hear. Okay, yes. And then we're going to read out what we have so far because it'll stimulate more thought.
Those who are working in corporate, they can give out Bhagavad Gita as Christmas gifts to the colleagues and.
Sure. Corporate. Can also add to the list as far as corporate or other things. Find devotee communities who are doing well in any of these categories, and then find out from them the exact ways they're doing it, because that's one of the easiest ways to increase. Yes?
Having well-being events, going to yoga events, festivals of that kind.
Great idea. They're oftentimes very open to the Bhagavad Gita.
Hare Krishna. So I was thinking maybe we could make some Christmas hampers, and we can put like different books, maybe a bottle of Schler or something like that they can drink while they're reading the Bhagavad Gita. Because a lot of shops have these hampers where they have like wine and different things like that. So just to make it a little quirky to people that may not be so interested in reading, but it's still an incentive and looks really beautiful to buy to gift to others.
That's a great idea. I love it. Fantastic. Okay, 5 more.
I was actually going to say the same thing, but I think you just presented it better with the share.
Packaging is very effective. During the pandemic, we made packages that we took around to people's doors. And we got criticized because people said, you're just hanging books on doors to run up your score during the pandemic. But we got stacks of letters from those people writing us and cards, letters, emails thanking us, and we made devotees during that time. People took shelter of it. It was a beautiful little package. It had prasadam in it and everything. So I love these ideas. Packaging can really catch people's attention too. They'll give them as gifts. A couple more. Yes?
As an Ayurvedic maybe package as well.
An Ayurvedic package. That's a great idea. When I was at Montreal Rath Yatra in Canada, and there's a devotee there that does palm reading, and he was parked in the middle of the field where we had the festival, and there was a long line. Everybody wanted to get their palm read. And I was at the book table, and all day long people kept coming over and saying, I need that book, the Bhagavad, something. And he said, okay. And after about 3 or 4 of those guys came over, I said, where'd you hear about this from? They go, that guy over there. He'd read their palm, and everybody goes,
What an idea.
you better go get a Bhagavad Gita, man. So that the whole idea of having some stimulus, a stimuli to encourage people to take it, that's a really good idea. Yes, Shachi.
I was going to say about placing it in schools and colleges, because that's like where most devotees have found like books.
Placing Bhagavad Gita in schools and colleges, because that's where most of the devotees, many devotees have found Prabhupada's books. Excellent idea. Yes?
The team have done a lot of community building with different communities around London for the distribution of Srimad Bhagavatam, but now we can approach them and ask them if we can distribute Bhagavad Gita to their congregation.
Excellent idea. Excellent. 4 more.
So last year we approached Avanti schools and we did like a reading challenge with the teachers and the children, but it was a bit delayed. The idea came right at the end. But this time I was just thinking if we can approach other schools and on behalf of Bhaktivedanta Manor or Soho, any of this center, if we tell them we are doing a reading group with children in the evening, one verse a day or something, and then encourage all the children with the parents to join online and then distribute that way.
Excellent. Do you do the Gita challenge here? Have you done that?
We do it. It's not every year, like Nanda Braja Prabhu, who's not here, and Kunjita Lochana Mataji, they do something with the kids actually for Gita Challenge. 1 year we participated in line with the Live to Give
Okay.
initiative.
It's really big in India.
That, yeah.
We do it at ISB, especially around Gita Jayanti. It's always nice to have a cause to bring to people's attention. If you tell people that around the world this year, we're shooting for 5.7 million Bhagavad Gitas. And you can be part of it. Globalize it as well. And if you tell them our local goal here in London is only 50,000, and you can be part of it. People like to be part of a bigger challenge. So that's helpful also. If you can do branding like that and make that your presentation, when you call people, say, hi, we're part of an international Bhagavad Gita distribution network. For this year, the goal is 4.7 million. London, 50,000 only. And we're looking for those who would like to pass on the word, or if you can recommend somebody. 3 more.
So Raj, when you mentioned about the palm reading, a thought just came in my mind. I don't know whether we have any palm readers in our book distribution community, but maybe they could open a store and then charge X amount of money and say, if you want to go deeper in knowing your future, you need to read this book.
We all can do it.
We'll take a little primer about how to do that. You can try it. Those kinds of things can be really interesting. Good to study up on it a little bit, though.
I was just going to add to what Guru Mataji just said is, these psychic centres, they often have these festivals, so we can go to one of those.
What if you had a thing where, you could sit there and people would come over, and then maybe they roll some dice or something and show a number, and whatever number, or on a spinner, and then they open to that page. And then you'd say, okay, this is this is going to be your thing from this page. Yes. 1, 2.
We pass the mic really quick. Thank you.
This is again kind of adding on to that same point. In New York this year at REF, there's these things called tarot cards, and they're making Gita tarot cards, and it went really popular. And there's like a training video online of how to do it, so I could share that with you.
Yeah, please do.
We can try to implement that.
You could put on a cape and have music. Yes.
I was thinking around Christmas time we always have big adverts on feeding the poor and feeding the homeless. Maybe we could do something, if you feed someone you get a free gift, Bhagavad Gita, you can include that into the cost of it.
Yeah, I like that. You piggyback it with other things that are going on. It's really good. One year, many years ago, Gopal Bhatta Prabhu, who's a business person, had offered me his business consultant, who charges about $600 an hour. And he said, you could talk to her and get ideas. And one of the main ideas that she had was to go to organizations who have similar values as we do, and then talk to them about becoming a depot where they could also join in and do Bhagavad Gitas, especially if you have a good branding, that this is special, everyone's involved in London and so forth. A lot of groups that are connected could also join in. 2 more, 1, 2. If we get the time in, let me know.
This year, in our temple and also in Krishna Valley in Hungary, they have a project for the deity worship called Nitya Seva, which is you can register yourself and every year give a certain amount for the service of the deity. And also for this year, we can also looking in the future there can be something on this also for the Bhagavad Gita, or even for the other campaigns for the more interested people.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. As people, we have started an organization. I'm trying to remember the branding we gave it, but it's for those who want to do a Shraddha. We did really big with the Shraddha Patra, the Shraddha ceremony for when somebody passes away. And there are organizations like the Neptune Society. You pay them ahead of time before you die so that your funeral's already paid for. And there are ways in which when people pass away, everyone wants to do something for them. So one of the things that you can do for people, like say your relative passes away and you can sign up, and they, on the behalf of your beloved uncle or whatever, every year a certain number of Bhagavad Gitas are distributed on the behalf of that person. A similar idea to get people on a list where it would be done regularly. Okay, last one.
I was thinking of placing smart boxes in like gyms or wellness centers, because of quite a few reasons people start gyms, because they're maybe mentally not fit and stressed. That's why they like.
It's a good idea. The smart boxes can be branded according to the venue you put them into. That's how they're originally designed. So if you come up with some really nice branding about relieving stress, meditation, and things like that, and you do gyms, that would be a great idea. Okay, last one. Then we're going to read what we have.
Good Maharaj, I really believe, as you said, the more you share, the more you sell. And I really believe that we need to go really hard in promoting. And we can use all the channels, because we rarely use any channel more than just among the devotee WhatsApp groups and everything. But I do speak with my Prabhu about this, like there are so many different channels which we can use to advertise in a very different way. Yeah, it might not always be very traditional devotional way, but we can use it because of the mental, like so much awareness about other side, like yoga, meditation, and other thing, but we can use it and promote it. There is always a budget involved, but we can actually use it intelligently to make it quite as much as we want. But that promotion really will help.
Yes.
And the promotion really help raise awareness and get the attention from even beyond the geographical area we are here bound by.
Excellent idea. Fantastic. And now let's hear from Bhagavat Prana. He's going to tell us what we've won.
The mic.
Okay. So there was talks about distributing to Muslims, care homes, distribution in other cities such as Cambridge, calling travel lodges and calling different places to keep it behind the desk using smart boxes, which we should market based off the audience we're placing it in. How can we use social media and AI to reach out to more people? Having workshops and calling parties so that people can distribute on the phone. Funeral homes, utilizing people who have already taken Bhagavatam or people who have, or communities that are like have helped in the past and make them ambassadors to give a certain amount, such as like 5 Gitas everybody. If everybody takes on small
5?
goals.
Who said 5?
I'm forgetting who said 5.
Oh, I thought they said 50 or something. Okay, go ahead.
But if everybody takes on smaller goals, then it'll chip away.
I see.
Corporate book distribution, finding devotee communities who are doing well in certain areas and reaching out to them to learn how they can do better. Going to different festivals and events such as yoga festivals, having different types of packages to give to people as gifts, like for Christmas or Ayurvedic packages. Giving Gitas in schools, colleges, universities, the reading challenge for students and teachers. And it's also nice to have a cause to bring people's attention to, such as like we're doing a worldwide goal of having 5.7 million Gitas, but you can contribute locally to our goal of 50,000. similar values and talk about partnering with them so they can also do Gitas. And then the idea of Nitya Seva, like giving a donation every year for the campaigns, and go hard in promoting and use all channels possible.
Helpful to then go through the list. We may not have time now, but I think that you should have a follow-up and look at them and put them in priority, thinking in terms of the Pareto principle, that generally there's 20% of the things you pick that get the 80% result. There's a lot of great ideas, but start with the ones that you feel are going to get a substantial increase. If you put them in priority and then pick a few that you can handle this year and get started, it could be a major increase.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thanks everybody for your contributions. As Maharaj said, we will go through this list in the next few days and try to pick up the priority orders, and I'll share it among ourselves on the group, and I'll also share it with the devotees in Soho. And tomorrow they are meeting with Maharaj, and we will also get their ideas and share it in our community, so like that we can share the best practices. Thank you, Maharaj, for facilitating that discussion. Now I would like to invite Vrindavan Prabhu. We are slightly behind the schedule, so we probably will stretch this till 7 o'clock instead of 6:45. So we'll go on for the next 25 minutes and see if we can somehow arrive on a theme and a goal for the marathon. Vrindavan Prabhu, do you want to come forward, or should I just pass the mic over to you? Pass the mic over. Thank you.
There's a chair here, bro. Come.
Raj, is it okay if I do from here? Is it
Pardon
okay
me?
if I do from here?
Yes. If everyone wants
Hare
to
Krishna, dear
can turn
devotees.
around.
So we're gonna